Everybody, welcome to Speed Bump. We're doing a race of this game here, which no one has played before, I don't think, here.
Nope, I think it's brand new for all of us. This is a new game that just came out a handful of days ago, right? April 6th? Sorry, that's like 2 weeks ago. Like 2 weeks ago from the developer of Crotel Renovations.
Crotel. I played that.
Crotel. A name that I've literally always been able to pronounce correctly.
Yeah. What do you mean?
You want me to go ahead and give him the countdown so we can jump into it?
Yeah, it looks good to me.
All right. Well, we're going to give them 30 minutes to make as much progress as they can. And I don't think that's going to be enough time for them to finish, but I don't know exactly how long this game is. Looks pretty good. And we're talking about if players really enjoy this and there's interest in it, we may host a month-long competition for this game. So
I recognize the style, and I took a look at this when you suggested it. Sometimes we get to do these indie games. I've always liked doing indie stuff, so if I get the chance to blend it into my shows, I'm going to take it most of the time.
yeah, my business email is up on my Twitter bio, and so I get emails a lot from devs wanting to know if I'll check out their game, and usually I will on my own, but sometimes a game looks like it's a good fit for Speed Bump, and I'll bring it over here. And the developer was very friendly. I said, we've got this show that we're doing, and they gave me 5 keys instantly, and said that if we needed more, we could get them. So really big thanks to the developer. You know, often we will cover, I say we, often Smite will cover the cost of buying keys for players if it's a inexpensive indie game that we want to do. But we're really appreciative when devs do like provide them for us so that we can do these fun races.
I get so many emails. Like, it was my dream when I started to be able to go through all the indie games I saw. I had a friend who was doing that on Steam, like buying every new Steam game there was, back when they didn't have 50 a day.
Yeah, back when that was sustainable.
And I was like, man, that's awesome. I want that. And these days, I have like 1,000 games bookmarked in my emails that I have. There's like a key included in the email.
Yeah,
like
I had to make a folder exactly like that on my email. It's like I gotta keep track of these, but I can't possibly play all of them.
Yeah, it was Steam Shots. That was the name of the series. Anyway, yeah. I definitely don't have time, and there's so many cool looking games. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do Talking Pit. So I could isolate a couple choice games here now and then.
The dev is Sinks Adventure, same dev for Crotel Renovations. So if it looks like maybe stylistically similar, that would perhaps be why. The game is brand new, and it's only $5 on Steam. So, you know, as a thank you, I will mention if this looks fun to you, you should go pick up a copy of it.
Uh-oh. Looks like if you manage to get enough orbs, you get to change mutants.
Oh, interesting.
A couple people have gotten to the green. And I think Gaffadil is on tier 3, even.
I wonder what impact that has. Let's look at the Steam page for this.
There's a triple shot actually on blue there.
Oh, nice. Dang.
Shooting all kinds of shapes. So you don't want to get captured by the UFO. It looks like it's functioning in his health. Like, just from what I can see, just guesswork, it seems like they have 3 health bars, and if they get hit a bunch, they demote down. And the saucer is the boss.
Nice. Yeah, so it's kind of like a time pressure slash auto scroller. I actually really I've seen a lot of games that do something that more or less is the same idea, where you are constantly being pressed on by something, but it's not actually an auto scroller, which I really love because as a completely brain poisoned speedman, I hate auto scrollers. I hate the idea that there's a possibility that I could be limited from going fast, and so I feel like this is a good compromise because autoscrollers are all about like forcing your pace to keep going faster, and this still has that while at the same time letting you go faster than the autoscroller if you want to.
Sausage dropping hearts. Couple people are here now. I think Sparkly is the first to defeat a saucer.
Oh, did Gaffadil die to the saucer before?
I think so. I might be wrong.
I thought I saw Gaffadil beat a saucer, but it's possible that I looked away at the wrong moment. Gaffadil beat theirs as well. Okay.
Also, if you haven't played Crotel, that's also a really good one. That's one of the ones I think is very known. So many games just, I don't know, there's like a line where you're just talking to somebody who plays indie games at all, and there's a bunch that everyone has heard of, and I think Crotel is on that list, honestly.
I've heard it, I just never got around to playing Crotel. I have a bunch of friends who are very into it.
I feel like there's the
Oh, that's really funny. On Gaffadil's screen, she killed the saucer, but that wasn't actually the boss. It was this mushroom guy.
Man, that triple shot is doing so much work. It looks like triple shot is the top tier, and you just get one-ups after that, which you can really rack up because you're killing everything.
Yeah, if you just go hitless, it seems like that would not be unthinkable that you could just go infinite. But yeah, I mean, this green is a huge difference compared to the damage the triple shot was doing.
Some kind of mushroom ice cream monster.
I think it's supposed to be a mushroom because it's all those spores on screen as you're fighting it, but definitely looks kind of like a little rounded ice cream cone.
Alright. I believe Gaffadil's barely in the lead over Sparkly at the moment.
Yeah, both of them are doing really well. M Sparkly is just barely behind Gaffadil at the moment. So I think we're measuring it by like number of bosses beaten, I guess it would be. So that would put Gaffadil on level 3 now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's the only downside of the fact that we do these limited time races is that sometimes it's very hard to figure out how to differentiate winners versus losers, but
Pyramid Crab.
This game has so much style.
Yeah, that's part of Crotel's for sure. It's a big on charm. I'm trying to think of the indie games I need to put on your playlist after you finish the other 600 you have.
You keep putting so many new things on my backlog. My backlog's already offensively long.
Not only that, I have people messaging me about movies you ain't seen. You ain't seen Terminator?
Unbelievable.
I get these secret SMS messages just like, oh, the Blues didn't see Terminator 1. Oh no. I gotta crawl out of bed and start yelling. Gotta hoot.
Bullshit, Cleric told you that.
I still use a pager, but it's only for game updates for you.
I appreciate that you're still willing to pay the $10 a month. I guess if it's important enough, why not?
I have to run the service myself. I have my own satellite.
Oh my god. I think M pushed ahead a little bit. This is I think M's on the next boss before Gaffadil got there.
Hold on, I'm getting a fax. This guy hasn't played FTL.
And I never will. I have been thinking about playing Spelunky sometime soon, though.
Heck yeah, that game, especially the second one, has good multiplayer. Co-op multiplayer. It's got a versus mode, but like, but it's got multiplayer.
Why would you play multiplayer or versus Spelunky?
It's kind of like Duck Game with only like a much more limited spread of weaponry. It's just a very quick deathmatch thing.
All right, so M Sparkly just left the level, or left the boss as Gaffadil was entering it. I wonder if each of the triple shots do as much damage as the single shots that were being shot out by the second tier. That'd be an interesting sort of like speedrun compromise. When you're fighting a boss, you may not need to shoot 3 shots, or you can't land 3 shots, so you might want to be a lower level.
Alright, everyone has beaten the first world. There's a rude tire that just shoves you back into the saucer on this pyramid level. Yeah, the problem with Spelunky 2 co-op is that you have to play Spelunky 2, but the co-op itself is way better. It works better on NetPlay. Each of you has your own screen, so you can do it online. In the first game, you kind of have one person in control, and that person controls the camera. And anyone who's not on camera is dying.
M just got sucked up and has to start this stage over. I feel like your opinion on Spelunky 2 is not shared with everyone.
I feel like it is actually.
Maybe it's because I only am seeing people who play Spelunky 2 and they're playing it because they're into it.
I feel like only a really good speedrunner, like not even a speedrunner, but a top tier speedrunner would be like, Spelunky 2, my favorite. Most people that I've talked to, including people like Psychedelic Eyeball, who did a whole LP of the Spelunky series, really don't like Spelunky 2 very much at all.
Well, you can't win them all, you know.
Yeah, it's just super hard. It's like rude. It's kind of tedious.
You don't want to get to level 99 on Cosmic Ocean?
Well, that's just a sick joke. Even without that, like if that was the only problem with the game, I just wouldn't do that part. But honestly, it's just not as fun.
Huh.
It is more of the same too, but I think it did a lot of stuff worse. Gaffadil's determining what to do next here. Oh, we're doing the hill climb. We're combining cultures. Just like Gradius.
What a cool boss. Looks like a really cool boss fight.
I wonder if it only spits when you're in front of it, because the blue one seems to not care very much. Oh, there we go. I bought Spelunky 2 like when it came out on PS4, then I bought it again on Steam. I was playing it early and unlocking stuff honestly, with everyone else who was unlocking, I was at the front of the curve unlocking stuff no one had seen before. I had a lot of viewers, like 1,000 for that. And I did not like what I was seeing. It's very hard to enjoy it, honestly. But it is polished. I can see why you would like it, but you'd have to be really good at it, in my opinion, to think it's better than the first one.
What is this?
Big toss. I think the boss is defeated. That's what that is. Alright. Gaffadil's moving on.
Is that what that means?
Yeah. Just like the first one. When you beat the boss, you didn't kill it. You just befriended it, and it launched you to another planet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, that puts Gaffadil on to World 3. So it looks like all the worlds we've seen so far have been kind of split up into 2 levels. Like there's been 2 bosses or two parts to each world.
That seems right. Now we enter the mines.
Yep, looks like some sort of mine. Oh, that's such a cool enemy. This game has a lot of like really cool, really cute ideas. Ones that I don't think are... I'm not saying they've never been done before, but a lot of cute ideas I just don't see very often. Like this enemy who you shoot him so that he's shorter so you can get by him.
You gotta do it fast too, because you got a time limit here. Looks like it's tough to get the power-ups on this level.
Yeah, it might be one that's just worth it to cut your losses. So we got dude on the 3rd boss right now. Tarragon has passed M, by the way. Tarragon's now on the 3rd world. M is having some trouble with the 4th boss, and as someone in chat pointed out, that's probably in part to the fact that it doesn't seem like there's an easy way to get your power-ups back. So if you die to this boss, and perhaps other bosses as well, you're just kind of dealing with a powerful boss while you're in a weakened state.
Yeah, this pea shooter isn't doing too hot. It's pretending to kill them? Is that what's going on? Looks like it. That's a clear as well.
There we go. So we've got 3 people heading into the mines. I'm gonna guess that this is the 5th boss we're seeing on both Gaffadil and Tarragon's screen.
Yes. Wow, you get a ton of energy from the lights.
Yeah, they drop like 4 pips, at least.
The last one dropped an entire fill-up, I feel like.
Oh, wow. So I guess the strategy here, if you don't care too much about lives, might be to just try to keep yourself full. I don't know whether or not you lose your meter when you get hit and downgrade, because if you don't lose it, which it doesn't look like you do, then you could easily get that level back instantly. Oh, that's harsh punishment. In the water, your shots don't fly as far. I mean, it makes sense, but that's rough.
You know about the pistol shrimp?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ones that close their claws so fast that it makes like a superheated air bubble.
Incredible. Nature don't make no sense. Neat section here.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I've been really impressed with what I've seen of this game. It's genuinely got a lot of creative level design polish. Little challenges that feel really well thought out. I like it.
Little Shop of Horrors plant is down here. We have 11 minutes left. Players are cruising.
Gaffadil might be doing a little better with a triple shot if she was willing to get like right in the boss's face. But it looks like this level 2 gun is doing work. I mean, it seems like it fires faster, which is really what you want.
In control so
M's doing
far.
well. M's doing well. I think M is now entering the 5th boss. They've been keeping pace. I think they just kind of got hung up a little bit on that Moai head boss a little bit, so no big deal there. Tarragon now entering the same boss fight that Gaffadil's on. Gaffadil's made some great progress on it.
Yeah, I got this under control.
As long as it doesn't get too much more hectic. Gaffadil had a great read on how to handle that patcher ring, like just firing horizontally through a bunch of it so you get a big opening. That was really good thinking on the spot.
Looks like some kind of snowy land coming up. Oh, Cloudland.
Oh man, Airman stage?
Dude is moving on to the mines. Gaffadil on World 4.
Is Airman stage the best Mega Man stage, Smite?
I think it sucks. It's a lot of waiting. If you're not a speedrunner, there's a lot of just sitting there waiting for opportunity to jump from cloud to cloud.
A lot of people say if you're not a speedrunner about things, why not just become a speedrunner?
If you're a speedrunner, it's a lot of resets at Airman stage, probably. Is that better?
Yeah, that's true. That sucks too. Never mind. I take it back.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of great Mega Man stages. Airman's would not be in my top 10.
I've worn out the reset button on my Super Nintendo. It works, but just barely. Gotta really give it a good slam, you know? Just waiting for Smite to go back and take back his Rogue Legacy world record.
I run it now and then. I'd need a pretty lucky run. I don't think skill is even the issue at that point in that game. It's just gonna be... give me the blessing of RNG, and maybe I can do it.
RNG games are great. Just constantly asking yourself the question, what's stopping me from doing 10,000 more runs?
Yeah, like we can get top tier play. I feel like I'm not the best, but I can match the energy that won that world record that is current. But really got to win that lottery to even have a chance. It doesn't matter. Nothing else matters.
This stage is really so. The stage that Gaffadil and now Tarragon's on really feels like they ramped up the time pressure. So I mean, I was commenting before that the auto scroller nature of this, you could really get ahead of it, and that was really nice. And I stand by that. But now it feels like you have much less wiggle room. Our players are getting caught by the chaser so much more than they were before. And I think that's in part due to the complexity of the level and the speed that the UFO is moving at.
If you pop these balloons, they auto-track the orbs into you. Give you those power-ups.
Oh, nice. So like here you can see in this stage, the blue platforms, you can break their fan blades so that you can make them fall. An interesting idea.
Yeah, this is way better than Airman stage.
So you do not think Airman stage is the quintessentially best Mega Man stage.
Pretty lousy boss too.
What's the best Mega Man stage? Like, I don't even care about the boss, the level itself. Which one do you just, your fist pumping in the air the whole time when it comes out?
Mega Man. There's a lot of gems.
I'm thinking like 1 through 6. Let's keep it to 1 through 6. What level are you hooting and hollering for?
Taking out 8 really lowers it. Let us see here. I think 6 has a lot of good ones. Most of the stages in 6 are great. 5 is on a big train. that's good.
Train's good. Gaffadil passing boss number, I guess this would be 7. So Gaffadil is halfway through stage 4 now. Just trying to keep up with the numbers. There's a real skill set with people who are good at blind races. That like, so me with speedrunner brain, I'm always trying to just like every situation I find myself in go as fast as possible. And I feel like the people who are really good at blind races are people who are comfortable just slowing down a little bit. Yeah. Gaffadil's been doing that a lot, like being willing to slow down a little bit and make a good decision rather than just, you know, beating her face against a level. Something I genuinely, this is not, it's just not something I'm good at. It might seem weird, but like, I just can't do that. I have such a hard time just slowing down as I play a level.
The birds are here. The boss has appeared.
Oh, this is so cool.
I've decided my answer to your question is Gravity Man in Mega Man 5.
Nice.
With the upside down mechanics that are not overused. They just kind of show up for a while and you're like, ah, neat. And then they show up in the boss fight as well. It's pretty easy all in all as a stage.
So I'm no Mega Man expert, but the familiarity I have, Mega Man 5 has always been my favorite because of the super arrow. I just love the super arrow.
That's a speedrunner's joy.
I know. I just love the idea of firing an arrow and riding it all the way through.
It's a weakness to one of the Wily forms too. I think it's a good weapon. Oh, you got the UFO still chasing you while you fight these birds. Things are falling apart right at the end.
She was so close to getting caught there by the UFO. What the?
Got egged.
Was what happened there good?
Remains to be seen. Yes. Yes, it was.
Okay, good. Okay, great. So that's Gaffadil done with the 8th boss, heading into stage 5 now.
12 one-ups.
That was an extremely cool boss fight, though.
Now, the worst stage I've ever seen in anything that immediately comes to mind is Mega Man Legends 2's Underwater Zone.
Legends 2?
Yeah, it has a zone where being underwater makes things run in slow motion, and it takes like 5 hours to do this dungeon. It's so slow.
Is Mega Man Legends considered by most to be a good or a bad game? Like, does it?
It's great.
My perception was always that it was not loved.
I think it was Mega Man 64 is the same one. Mega Man Legends 1 is very well received, I think, and 2 I think is for people who are fans. Would enjoy that, but maybe not everybody.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not familiar enough to know what the perception of it is. Not that it really matters all that much what other people think of it, but
it's got an art style.
It was always my read that people didn't like it.
It's got one of those art styles that holds up. It's very interesting how they did it. So even though it's on the 64, it still looks good.
Yeah, there's a lot of N64 games that aged pretty well. Not all of them. Definitely not all of them. Not even most of them, but a lot of them did. Ones that kind of like worked within those constraints, I guess, well.
If you look into how they did it with like visuals to show you what I mean, the Legends sprites that they used to edit the face changes and stuff and animate with is incredible.
Right.
And the voice
Yeah, not a
acting's
lot of games
top.
had that where they would change the texture in order to animate faces. Is this going to be the same fight on Gaffadil's screen as the first boss? It looks kind of similar.
There's a Christmas tree built out of UFOs here, though. Oh, he's getting boosted. We're gonna see the boost before this is over.
Is that Lavos in the background there?
We have less than a minute left. In the lead is Gaffadil, fighting the first boss of the World 5.
Yeah, I think in
Paragon's
that
in second.
time, we're probably going to see Gaffadil with, I guess it would be 9 points, having beaten 9 bosses. Tarragon's at 7, I think. M is, I guess this is what the sixth boss, the seventh boss is being fought on M Sparkly's screen, and Dude is heading into the 6th boss.
Yep, right at the buzzer, it looks like 9, 8, and 7, and I think, yeah. I think the score's 9, 8, 7, 6, if you're being generous and giving them the fight that they're on. Which all of them look like they're winning. Hey, nice work. This game looks awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Legends has a problem with tank controls and stuff that I'm waiting for indie games to come out that use the same concept, but you know, modern. It's just there's a lot of good game in there that's not seen very often.
This game has a lot of really interesting ideas. I'm genuinely impressed with it. I saw a lot of stuff there that was really great.
All right. Was there a difference between options at the start? But Piggy is the name of, is that the player character?
Yeah, I think there were characters they could choose from, and I told them all to choose Piggy, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you know what the differences might be?
Not offhand.
Well, that was Shooting Saucer. You can grab it on Steam for $5 if you like what you saw, and I did. Hey, thanks for joining me, Author Blues.
For sure.